Hello guys, welcome to another video for Handsworth Test Center in Sheffield. Now in my previous video I left a comment that I was coming back again into Sheffield, I was going to be having some time to spare in Sheffield, and I was willing to do some free mock tests. So here is one of those mock tests, and let's see how it goes. Now bear in mind, when I do mock tests I tend to interrupt the mock. Now I do this so that I can actually explain things that have been done wrong during the video. Now this way the learner can actually take something away from the mock rather than just come in, drive through, and then I tell you in the end, and that way you actually haven't realized the things that you've done wrong at the point where you actually made the mistakes. Also, because of the fact that I get too busy and some of these videos actually come out 1 month or more after the videos were shot, so I felt like it's a lot more effective if I interject and kind of comment on things as we move along. And also that way it's I carry you guys along as well, so you can actually hear my should I say live opinion or live correction, I'd say. So yeah. When the learner got to this junction, she waited for a few seconds to do her observations, which was clearly fine. Now a few seconds later she started to feel pressurized because she thought she'd been waiting there for a while. Now it was clearly fine waiting when it wasn't safe, but she decided to go through, and there was another car on the right approaching at a fast speed. Now she got a minor fault there. Now if she was not in a haste, she could have actually waited for that car to go through, being that that was the last vehicle approaching from the right and the left hand side of the road was also clear, but she made the wrong judgment out of nervousness. Now bear in mind, if that car was any closer as she pulled out of that junction, she would have got a serious fault. So be careful when you're making such decisions. Don't go in a haste. If it's not safe, there's nothing you can do. Just relax and keep waiting and observing and looking out for that safe gap so you can pull out safely. As we approached the truck ahead, the decision was rushed. Now, Lena checked the mirror, but there was no signal to inform the oncoming vehicle that we would be proceeding into that narrow space to try and pass along with that vehicle. She also wasn't comfortable going through that space, but yet she did not slow down as she continued to constantly turn the steering wheel from left to right through that situation. So bear this in mind when you see potential hazards ahead of you. It could be a parked vehicle, it could be a pedestrian in the road. The first thing you want to do is check your mirror and slow down. This way you'd have enough time to plan the best and safest action to take. Again, as we approached the parked van ahead, the learner failed to plan ahead and take appropriate action. And wait. She tried to pass the van without effective observation and even signaling to inform other road users around her of her intention. cars parked on this road. Now, during your test, beware that if it makes sense to use the right lane, then consider doing so and then come back safely into the left when it's possible to avoid having you going in and out of lanes to pass the parked vehicles. It is okay to pass parked vehicles without signaling as long as you've checked the mirror and it is safe to pass without the signal. This is important especially when there are junctions to your right, as you do not want to confuse other road users to think that you're turning right into that road. get back to the left lane, but I won't do it now. I won't do it now because the bus is gonna stop at the bus stop. So after that bus stop, you can change lane when it's safe. So at the traffic light, so you know why you didn't make it? You're still speeding. Now you know you want to change lane, and you plan it better. You should have slowed down so that after that car went through, you can then go with that car. But that's fine, so just continue. Lena tried taking the wrong exit, but the bigger problem was the vehicles on the left already in the lane she was about to join. Also, our signaling was very late, so the drivers around were not given adequate notice of our intention. So guys, we've come to the end of the test now, and as you would see on the video, there is quite some work to be done for the learner, but the most of the problem has actually been caused by nerves. Now, when I say nerves, that's only because most of what has been done is because she's driven very nervously through the whole drive, and for that reason it's affected the things that she's not so good with, and it's then highlighted all of these things. So first is planning ahead. Now the learner needs to work a lot on her planning ahead, because all and most of the decisions were done at last minute. And then to add to that is the speed. She drives quite too fast. Now, when we had a conversation about this, she'd informed me that this was actually because she's been told a lot of the times that you get failed for driving too slow. And this is quite obvious why she was driving so fast, that she's actually forgetting to plan ahead. And when she decides to take action on something, is too fast as she approaches these hazards. Now, remember, driving too slow and failing for this is not a white and black situation. When instructors tell you not to drive too slow, it is always in comparison of what the situation on the road is and what the speed limit on that road is. So if the road is 30 and there's no hazards ahead of you, there's no traffic, no obstructions to hold you back, you shouldn't be doing 20 or less. I mean, even 25 can be too slow if a road is wide enough to do 29, 30, and it's safe to do it. This is when an examiner or an instructor would say to you, driving too slow. Don't forget, no one in their right mind would say don't drive slow if there's actually hazards ahead of you. But when there are no hazards, please make progress. Now, instead of worrying about the driving too slow, worry about what's in front of you, and then remember what the speed limit is. So it's 30 miles an hour and there's nothing in front of you. Remind yourself, I need to make progress. I need to keep up with traffic. Now, keeping up with traffic, the question after that would then be, what's the speed limit? So keep up to traffic as far as the speed limit would allow you. And once you hit the speed limit, do not go past that. Even if the speed limit says 30, you've done 30 and there is 20,000 car length in front of you, don't worry, you can't go past the speed limit. There's nothing you can do about that. But if there is no traffic in front of you, no situations to hold you back, and the speed limit is 40 and you're doing 20, 25, or even 30, please, that's too slow. That's what you need to do. So bear in mind, this roundabout, this route on this video has plenty of roundabout. So make sure you are very in touch with your roundabout skills, because there was constantly roundabout every corner. So yeah, if you want to do this, prepare for roundabouts, because you'll be very lucky not to get through some of these roundabouts. That's what I can say about it. So yeah, that will be the end for this one. And guys, sorry, at some point I lost the video for the interior of the car because the battery ran down and I could not be changing batteries or plugging in the charger at that point. So we had to do without that. But I hope at least you can learn and see what the route feels like or what it's like, and also learn from the learner's errors, which is the whole point of this thing, so we can see the common mistakes that people make. Now, on normal days, some of these things do not happen outside of nerves, but once nerves is in there, you kind of double the things that you normally do. So bear that in mind, and I would call it an end for this video. So I'll see you in the next video. Take care and be safe.